All right, all right. Yep. Let me know how things sound, and we'll get going from there. All right, all right. Yep. Let me know how things sound. Of course, it's the obligatory pump stream. So we gotta have green. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. Music is good. All right, perfect. Can you hear my voice? Is voice good? Voice check 1 2 1 2. All right, perfect. All right, we're just gonna get on with it. Weekly candle close is happening in 5 minutes. Um, for lack of better words, for lack of technical analysis, the word is just yes. Like, wow, look at that candle. Um, we recovered almost 90% of that weekly candle. However, we just did not get to that retest that we all wanted either. So let's see here. We got J117 in the chat. We got Jeremy Jordan Double J Patriotic Design in the chat. Welcome, welcome. Welcome all. So our weekly close here, we're going to end up closing a pin bar. The thing is, we may or may not end up getting a spike downwards here. As you can see, we created sort of a double top here at the heart line. You know, one can speculate that we're going to do something like this. Let me get a 786 reading right here. 64K. You know, I don't want to talk about that number right now, but it's on the table. You know, the 786 off this last pump here and the data that we're being presented, You know, we have our oversold confirmation here, and then we have our confirmation of our confirmation right here. And then this red line right here that generated is our PRZ. And you can see that the price action has been staying below that week after week with our indicators heading down. Those are not good signs. You know, could we turn around and moon from here? Obviously, sure, why not? But the framework is telling me we need to wait for lower numbers yet. We need to wait for an oversold confirmation. You see these arrows and dots back here? These are those confirmations. You know, we need to get our HSI into the oversold area just like we are now, but we need to go just a little bit deeper. And then the HSI needs to come out of that area to create our next green arrow. And then we need 2 more weeks of green price action after that to create our dot. So if you don't see me jumping in like any huge opportunities right now, that's why, is because there are no huge opportunities to take right now. You know, if you're taking fresh longs at this level, it's really hard to manage risk since you're so high up, and since the price, you know, wants to go back to that 76K to that 61K area to retest. You know, again, not saying it will happen. Trump's kind of delaying the inevitable here by signing all these bills and all this news. And, you know, the leader of our free world is telling us buy BTC, buy ETH, buy ADA, buy XRP, you know, all the American-based ADA especially. ADA was up 50% today. You know, it's, you know, is this just an event where institution is offloading a little bit more before the actual big dip down to the mid 70s? You know, it's hard to say. It's hard to say right now. This weekly candle, yeah, we recovered 90% of it on BTC, but I'm not convinced that this is the reversal. Let's go back to the 3-day so we can take a peek here. 3-day, you know, you had your bearish HSI dot here, you had your HSI line test here. We never fulfilled T1. We never fulfilled that 76K. You know, I'm gonna put a red line right there. I don't want to be that guy, but we are testing what used to be, I'll put a white line here for that, but obviously you can see that was support for, you know, weeks on end, and then we dropped through it, and now we're retesting it, and we're not above it yet. Until we actually can get above this area, and then especially more so to the macro fib at 102,500 right about there. For clarification, I'll make that line blue. But we need to get above this 102,500 area sooner rather than later. We got our 91.8K target achieved, you know, to get back above that, to, you know, get back in that Wyckoff zone that we were talking about the last couple weeks. But now we need follow through. We need serious follow through, like right now. If we don't get that follow through, we need some sort of, you know, another dip or a double bottom scenario. I'm imagining we kind of fill this wick here a little bit, you know. All in all, long story short, give me target 1 with an oversold confirmation before I get excited. You know, same thing with the daily. Yeah, that's a great candle, but this HSI line, you know, you would anticipate it coming back to test that, and then at that point, I'm going to use the sun. Whoa. Yeah, but at that at that point, you get your yellow dot somewhere down here. You get what I'm trying to do here. But you get your yellow dot down here after you retest your bullish HSI arrow. But you know, give me a double bottom. Come on, that's not very convincing to me. You know, sure, it's great for playing you know, a quick long trade or something on leverage. Sure, great, whatever. But as far as holding a giant spot bag, I'm not there yet. I'm just not. You know, day trade away, of course, but I'm not at the level where I want to dump a bunch of money in on spot yet. Cool. Cool. Give me 76K. So 4 hours looking like this. You know, you're at this previous level once again. You got one candle wick to it. You got another candle wick to it. You got another candle wick to it in your volume spike. That's all sell pressure right there. While your RSI and your HSI are both overheated. You know, could you break up and keep going? Sure, but at this point, the likelihood of that is so low because your indicators are so heated and your volume spike is so high at that level. It's just not likely. Obviously, give it a day or two and we'll find out, but let's look, you know. We're going to keep going on weekly charts. Let's take a look at Ethereum while we're at it on the weekly. You know, it broke that supply line that we've been talking about for a while. It broke it, you know. There's no questioning that. It closed below it. You can see it, I can see it, we all can see it. Now, is it a bear trap? Maybe. We got our bullish arrow. We got our weekly candle retest. Now, all we need at this point is 2 green weekly candles and we get a fresh weekly dot. You know, it's getting close, but give me a couple more weeks on Ethereum before putting a giant amount in a spot. We're getting really close here. You know, HSI is coming out of oversold. RSI, you got a little bit of a double bottom scenario here on the weekly. You know, maybe fill these wicks just a little bit better on lower time frames and then get us out of here. Maybe. You know, we're holding this zone here, but at the same time breaking this angular. We need another week of price action to really determine which direction this is going to go. Let's see, we took a look at BTC and ETH. Let's take a look at the S&P 500 real quick on the weekly as well. Where'd it go? There it is. Right, so this is kind of what you're looking at. We almost reached our cup and handle target, and you have now quadruple bearish divergence on the weekly. Not a fantastic sign. You know, if one were to draw a trend line from here to here, one could argue that this area right here would be a partial decline, because obviously you have your test here, 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 but then price didn't get there on the last test. Usually that is a sign of weakness. And then you couple that with the bearish divergence on the HSI and the RSI, and you know, you got to at least consider it. The other thing is too is, you know, what if we have some sort of crazy harmonic going here all the way back from the October 2023 low? This looks like the start of a shark. You know, if we went back down to the 786 of this shark, it would bring us right to this previous top here and here and here, you know, from previous years of history. You can't tell me that wouldn't be weird. You know, to go back down to 4,600 on the S&P 500 just real quick to check back. You know, it would be totally normal. Granted, we're on the weekly chart here. That could take a year or two to happen, you know, so we got to be really patient with this stuff. Um, what else should we look at? Probably Zao, gold. Just take a peek at gold. This one, I, you know, I've uh, never in my trading career have I said, you know what, I think I'm gonna short precious metals. But it's getting pretty freaking close to time for gold here. You know, you got your double oversold confirmations. You got a dot working on this week. Of course, we have 4 days left until the candle actually prints. But you have bearish divergence on your HSI already. You know, what if gold wanted to do, you know, just a normal correction back to this XA or this BC level? That would be totally normal. And that's a 26% fall. I mean, that's not even that much. It's not even that much. Some sort of correction. Triple bearish divergence. You know, let's take a peek at the daily. And, you know, just like that, you're way oversold. No structure up here. Yeah, some of these commodities and these stocks are looking really cooked. We'll take a peek at Nvidia on the weekly. Let's look at the weekly here. We broke that latest HSI line. Not fantastic signs. Your RSI and your HSI are below 50. If you were with us last week, we were talking about an Nvidia short up at 137. You know, just look at this. You know, one can definitely argue, you know, do we need to do some sort of correction, whether it be something like this, like give me a 786 rebound onto a 786 reaction, something like right there. That wouldn't be weird at all, and that would send Nvidia all the way down to $40. You know, obviously this is all just speculation. We need a little bit more confirmation yet. We need another couple weeks of price action to invalidate or confirm, but this is where we're at the moment. All right, reading chat here. Hey yo, can I get some TA on ADA? Yeah, let's do some ADA TA on the weekly for starts. We've had this target here for, I can't even remember how long. I feel like it's been a year or more. Between $1.79 and $2.32 is our target. Here's the thing though, on the weekly, we just retested this dot and this arrow. We really need to get above this 618, this $1.16 mark, which is this macro fib right there. Blue line for context. I'm gonna get rid of this line and this line, these, so it's a little bit easier to follow. But you can see we're right at a very major area. You know, April 2021 all the way through August 2021, this was support. And then all of a sudden in March 2022, we flipped it to resistance. And now we're testing it again as resistance with divergence on the indicators. Not fantastic signs. You know, honestly, just taking the TA as it is, we could definitely bust through it and keep going. Or, you know, we make a macro higher low, and by that I mean, you know, you have your low here, your low here, and then we make another one here, and then we continue on to our bull market cycle targets. You know, you got to keep that in mind. You got to be sure to be able to play whatever direction it goes. ADA weekly, yeah, so that's basically where I'm at. ADA on the daily, you know, the trade setup was there. It was there. So we look at the shark, you know, you have your oversold confirmations right here, you know, double bottom scenario with divergence. And by divergence, I mean, you know, from this wick low to this wick, your price action is upsloping, you know, and then your indicators are upsloping as well from the wicks, and then you go from the candle bodies, you know, you have a low and then you have a lower low, but then your indicators are pointing upwards. You know, you have a higher low after your lower low, and that's where you get your divergence on these. But yeah, that played out really well, and at this point we're waiting for our type 2 return. The textbook tells us wait for the return. We need to go test that dot right about at this level here, at this blue line, 66 cents. That's where you want to see a reversal, and then go long there. This is not a place to take fresh longs on ADA, obviously. Up 50% in a day. Anybody listening out there, go ahead and put your requests in the chat. Give me some assets to look at. Whatever. Just kind of reading the Discord here. Kavito, yeah, I'm gut feeling kind of says this is a false break unless we can break 102k, right? Like I'm always willing to admit I'm wrong, but until we actually break 102k, I'm not excited, you know. At this point, I want to see 91.8k retested, and then if we somehow hold that, great. If not, then just freaking give me 76k already. You know, just get it over with. 5 minute printed a red candle, it's over. Absolutely, I agree. Chili's posted in Wyckoff accumulation. Man, you know, maybe that spring went really low. It went really low, but it could be crypto accumulation, you know. Let me see if I can get my, yeah, there it is. Redo this. Okay, so yeah, you know, you're looking at your chart there, where your spring and your test, like the issue is that the spring really shouldn't be that much lower than you know, whatever your lowest point at your SOW is, your SOW, and that spring, you know, quote unquote spring, went really low. And as you can see now, we're at the point where all we're doing is retesting previous resistance slash support with insane amounts of volume, and the HSI and the RSI is super overheated. I hate to say it, but if anything, it's almost an argument for a short of weakness. Prove me wrong, please. You know, give me the target one at 76k yet. We still haven't hit it. Right there. That blue line. All right, we'll take a look at R-Weave on the weekly. KuCoin? Sure. Getting really close here. Your HSI is in the oversold territory. You know, technically we need to wait for that to come back out to get our green arrow, and then we need 2 more green candles to get our dot. But man, we are close. We are really close. You know, we're going to be watching this area here for our reversal. Just kind of bringing this over to, you can see how well that coincides from history. This is a pretty major area on our weave. Take a look at the 3-day to see if we have any structure here. I mean, kind of, you got a W bottom on your HSI and your RSI with divergence. Looking pretty decent here. Couple of patterns on the daily. Yep, so all in all, if you wanted to do our weave, you could, oh man, why did it do that? Yeah, bear with me here. Right about there. And right about there. So we'll do that and that. This. Right about there. And then right about there. So if you really wanted to, you can play our weave just like that on the weekly. You know, you got your 4.6 to 1 reward to risk ratio, and then 10 to 1, and then 19 to 1. If it does end up hitting that high target, that's a 355% gain from here. Not bad. Our weave's not a bad one to start picking up on spot soon. I will take a look at Trump coin. Trump on the weekly, just not enough data. I don't know what I was pointing at here. Screw that. Alright, we'll go back on the 3-day. 3-day, still not much to tell here. Daily, still nothing to tell there. 12-hour though is looking good. I remember posting this in the Discord yesterday. I was like, yep, we got the dot and the retest, and then look what happened off the retest. Up 31% off the retest from yesterday. This is why you join the Discord. This is why you join the VIP section, so you can get this kind of information. He said, look at the 5-minute. We got our dot there. Going for the short. I mean, this is just the 5-minute, right? But 786. Give me $15.3. Maybe. Maybe. Alright, what else you guys got? Give me the requests. Also, like and subscribe and share the video and all that stuff, so that way people can get wrecked together. Tia. Tia was a trade setup in the Discord. Look at that. We printed a bearish dot yesterday. At the hop. Isn't that crazy? So just like with Bitcoin, let me go back to Bitcoin here. on the 4 hour. Okay, so you see how Bitcoin tagged this area here that used to be support and now it's resistance? You want to tell me TIA doesn't look exactly like that? Like, yeah, we're long from $2.80, $2.90, whatever, right? You know, we're all up 48% on our TIA bags right now if you've been following the Discord. That being said, you know, just looking at this on the daily, I'm gonna let go of, I'm gonna say 30% of my TIA bag literally right now. Watch me go. I'm gonna do it right now in front of you guys, because this is what responsible trading is. You know, you realize profits at key levels, so that way you don't round trip things. The whole goal of trading is to make money, right? Like, you're doing this to make money, right? So take profits at levels that make sense. This level here, it makes sense to take a little bit of profit because one could genuinely strategize a short for a reaction off of this line. So why wouldn't you sell some of your long? Why wouldn't you take a little bit of profit off the table right here? Not all of it, sure, you know, but 10, 20, 30, 40% of your bag, you know, sell it for a 40% gain. That's how you make money. That is how you make money in crypto trading or stock trading or whatever. Realize your profits. And now that you've sold there, move your stop loss up a little bit. So if you do get stopped out, it's all profit. That's how you win in trades, trade management. Get wrecked with your boy Kettle. What up? All right. All right. Good to see you, Kettle. We're going to look at Dogecoin on the weekly. You know, ultimately, we're looking for that reaction up there, but we'll talk about that another time. Last week, we were talking about our 20-cent reaction. Well, we got our 20-cent reaction, where we ended up going down to 18 though too. So that's just the thing, is these levels, you know, they can be flexible, and this is exactly why you don't 100x trade on a daily or weekly chart or whatever, because, you know, you put in your order at 20 cents and then it goes down to 18. Well, you know how that goes. Weekly still needs a little bit of time yet. We need HSI to come out of this oversold area. We need to get a green arrow. We need to get a fresh bullish dot, you know, like we did down here. Last time I bought Doge was in this orange box. We were talking about it in Static's Discord last year. Right now I'm just kind of waiting for another area of value, which I believe is coming very soon. You know, give me another week or two, give me an arrow, give me a dot, give me some sort of like confirmation that we're coming out of the oversold area, you know, on the weekly. We're getting really close though. The daily, you got some good framework starting. Ultimately, you're looking for a type 1 reaction, which we haven't got yet, at 30 cents, which we may or may not hit, I don't know. But then you're looking for your type 2 return to the hop, which unfortunately for a lot of people is down at 11 cents. Again, it doesn't have to go there, guys. I'm not trying to say that we are just going to zero. Please bear with me here, but these are the levels, okay? I'm just explaining the levels. would it make a ton of sense for us to hit the T1 and then go to T2 or the type 2 reaction and then hit the type 2 return up at 38 cents? Zooming out, does that look that crazy? No. No, it doesn't. You know, you're going all the way back a year to March 2024 right here. It doesn't look that crazy. Thinking about it now, thinking about Doge losing another 60% of its value or whatever, sure, that's really scary right now. Does it have to? No. Can we hold here? Sure. I'm just telling you what we're looking out for. Anything else? What we got? I guess just to kind of go over my own strategy while we're waiting here. I'm honestly still kind of shocked that I'm in all of my altcoin longs. A lot of my altcoins that I bought, you know, at this wick down here, I still am in, and I still haven't been stopped out yet. I've been holding those with conviction. And it's, you know, it's been going pretty well. I'm in 50 long positions right now and a couple short positions right now. Actually, I want to go over that too, just to kind of give another perspective here. I'm just going to go over this Litecoin short real quick. You know, you had your bearish bat pattern that played out, and then you have obvious signs of distribution. You know, you have a high, you have a lower high, and you have yet another lower high, but this one, you have confirmation that you're overbought. On a third lower high, you're overbought. Doesn't that seem a little sketchy to you? Like, we're on our third high, yet we're overbought. Buyers can't break this resistance and we're overbought. Maybe buyers are exhausted. Maybe Litecoin buyers are exhausted. And that's exactly why I took a Litecoin short trade. Could it play out? Yeah. Could it, you know, could BTC go to 102K tomorrow and this LTC short doesn't play out? Absolutely. But all you can do is identify an edge and take the trade. Another one I'll go ahead and post for you guys here on this YouTube because you guys are so minty fucking fresh, and I appreciate you guys watching and liking the video and subscribing and sharing it and all that stuff, and yeah, yeah, so Contentos here. On the weekly, you have this level back from the COVID low. So this is March 2020, fucking 5 years ago, that COVID low. Isn't that insane to talk about, that COVID low was 5 years ago? 18 more days and it'll be the 5-year anniversary of the COVID 2020 wick down craziness. Wild. Wild. Anyway, so you have this shark here, and then you have your type 1 return. Buyers came in, they defended that level. You did the type 1 reaction, then you did your type 2 return, and now your type 2 reaction is loading. These are the moves you want to play, is the type 2 reaction. So you have your type 1 reaction, your type 2 return, and then your type 2 reaction. You dig? You dig. All right. Solana. Another reason to join the Discord is Solana. everybody that is in the Patreon section will tell you that I pinged everybody immediately upon buying the $130, $131 area. Join the Discord for deep value, man. If you want to do things like pick up Solana there and then ride this sort of movement, you join the Discord. All right, get your butts in here. That being said, I realized about 50% of my Solana profits today, and I'm not even sorry. Like I said earlier, the way you make money is by realizing profits. And look at this area we're at. You know, you got resistance, resistance, you broke through it, support, 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 broke through it. And now look, resistance, resistance, question mark, right? You know, question mark, are buyers going to do it? This volume says everybody and their mother just sold at 178, myself included. You know, you got to take it for what it is. And all of you that were like, oh, inverse head and shoulders, yeah, you know, sure, absolutely, you're right. But guess what the measured move is? We're at the measured move. We're at the measured move right now. So this is the area that you would conclude your trade at if you were playing the head and shoulders, just saying. You know, take that as you will. But if you're playing a inverse head and shoulders right here and you're not taking profit at this level, then you're not playing an inverse head and shoulders correctly. Sorry, ranting, but if you're in it at 130 and you're not selling just a little bit right now, what are you doing? Python. Pyth? Just Pyth, or is it Python? I don't fucking know. Right? Nice though, we got our bullish HSI arrow 2 weeks ago, and we just retested it last week. So right now we're waiting for 2 more green candles, and then we get a new bullish dot like we did over here, this situation. You know, so you have your green arrow, and then you have your retest, and you have your dot, blah, blah, blah. And then you get these really nice moves. You know, 100% upside in 13 weeks. You know, sure. Sounds good. Now at this point, we're just waiting for that retest. We're waiting for our next dot. It's really close. It's really close. You know, a couple more weeks, maybe 3. We're really close. Right now, obviously we have this trend line to worry about that we're very far away from, but just kind of speculating here. If we did something like this and then went, that would be a dragon. And you know how much we like the dragon patterns. You know why they're called the dragon patterns, right? You know, there's the tail here, and then normally there's more price action, but you know, the head goes something like that. You know, roar, the fire, and then like the spikes on the back, and then the big wings. You can tell I failed kindergarten, right? I dropped out of school when I was an embryo. Yeah, Pyth, getting close. Take a look at the daily. Daily actually have the bearish dot there, so I mean, honestly, you're still looking. I'd still be looking for a 17 retest, red line. Almost fell. Yeah, well. That's some good resin, buddy. It's almost gone too. I need to get a new cartridge. That's the thing about Michigan too, is the prices here are ridiculous. And when I say ridiculous, I mean ridiculously good. You get 15 of those gram cartridges for $100. Like what? Sure, I'll take 15 grams of concentrated weed for $100. Solid. All right, who's got any more requests before I call it a night? Sure, I'll take 15 grams of concentrated weed for $100. Solid. All right, who's got any more requests before I call it a night? All right, well, I guess if that's it, the last thing is I'm gonna do another giveaway here. If you like and subscribe and share the video and then post the proof of doing that in the Discord, you'll be raffled for a free month of VIP membership, which is a $50 value. So if you want a chance to get in and see the innards of the Discord, do that simple thing and you'll get entered in the raffle. We're going to keep it open for the next 24 hours. So tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern time, if you haven't submitted your entry to the Discord, I won't count it. But until then, like, subscribe, share the video, and then post the proof that you did that in the Discord, and then you'll be entered in for a free month of VIP. Just trying to share the wealth a little bit here. It's a community-driven project. You know, of course, I'm never going to run advertisements or sell you guys any products or anything like that. So any money that the Discord gets goes straight back into it. Hope you guys are okay with that. Oh, man. Long day. All right, I guess before I wrap it up, I want to also do something for community engagement. I'm gonna do like 5 random like live Q&A questions. You can get to know me or whatever. Just ask random questions. I'll take a few. So if you ever wanted to ask me something about my life, go for it now in the YouTube chat and I'll answer it live here. age? You know, that's actually kind of a funny question. Yay. uh, so that's actually a funny question too. Um, so a lot of people, for some reason, think I'm much older, and then a lot of people think I'm much younger, which is kind of wild. I don't know. I'm 31, so just kind of turning that age in life where you're actually figuring out what the fuck you're doing. Um, Gay? No, but my brother is very gay. I love him to death. He lives in California. He's married to a frickin' hot stud of a Puerto Rican man. And he's living life. He's doing great. I couldn't be happier. I'm not though. Not gay. Not happy. I'm happy. And then there's like shit like Peanut, where you get the dot all the way back on February 8th. You had weeks to layer in. Crazy. Gotta take a peek at Wu-Tang for Chile though too. I mean, honestly, that doesn't look good, does it? You got your bearish dot, and you just got your first retest, your red line generated. RSI is below 50. 6 hour just looks like distribution. I don't know, man. Wu-Tang doesn't look great right now. What does it mean, deed me? Yeah, so my truck that I use for doing all my real estate work, so my business owns my truck, and I use that truck for driving around all over the state looking at properties, renovating properties and stuff like that, because then since I use only that truck under my business, I can use it all as a tax deduction. Anyway, long story short, yes, my license plate on my truck does say deed me. Um, Deed me means like give me the deed. Uh, deed, the deed is like, the piece of paper that goes to the property saying who owns it. So, when I say deed me, that means give me the deed. Like I own this property now. I am the property master. I am the landlord. Deed me. I thought it was pretty fun. Diddy me, yeah. Honestly, I got that a lot when that whole Diddy thing came out. Because it was so close to deed me, Diddy me, yeah. Trust me, I got some flack on that one, but it long passed. You're late to the game. Nah, people get a kick out of it. You know, like when I pull up to somebody's house that, you know, they're getting foreclosed on or whatever, and I tell them that I'm going to buy out their bank loan or offer to take over their payments or give them some sort of creative financing option. They're like, "Are you serious?" And I'm like, "Yeah, just look at my license plate." And they're like, "Oh, no shit." Or my other favorite one is, "I don't know, maybe we have to think about it, or maybe we got to pray on it." And then I'm like, "Who do you think sent me? We got to pray on it? Who do you think sent me?" Right? I'm here to save you. I don't know. Sometimes you got to get really cocky with it. I'm not gonna lie. It works. All right. I'm gonna wrap it up here in a couple minutes, though, unless anybody else has any more requests or questions. Call it a night. Maybe hop in the pit soon and do some leverage trading if you're still sticking with us. Captain Save a Home. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, man, like what I'm hunting is those 2.5, 3% interest rates. You know, just back up and do the math. You know, you take a $200,000 house at a 3% rate for 30 years. You know, you end up paying 350 grand for the house or so. Uh, if you take that same $200,000 house and you do it at a 7% rate, you're paying over $600,000 for that house. You're paying an additional $250,000 for that house, and not to mention your monthly payment is a couple $100 higher at the same time. Like, it's absolutely wild. So if you can hunt down people that are getting foreclosed on a 2.5, 3% interest rate, and you can take that over, you know, your equity curve is going one way, and then your money owed on it is going the other way, and then this huge gap in between is your equity, and you have that almost immediately when you obtain these homes. And that's what I've just been doing the last year. Another question somebody asked me, am I retired? I mean, as of December 2023, I am retired from my W-2 job. I used to be a mechanic full time, and now all I do is real estate and crypto. So it's working, sort of. You know, we're doing it. Couple more years, and I cannot wait to see where I'm at. The other secret is hiring out property management to take care of your other rentals so you can free up your time to gain more real estate and more crypto. H bar short, yeah. Didn't I post that or no? I swear I posted that. I did. At at midnight last night, I posted the 8 bar short, H bar short setup. I was like, I hope I get invalidated, but this looks like it's gonna be a short. All right. Well, we'll take one more peek at BTC real quick, and then I'll head out. Um, we just had our 6 hour candle close, and that looks like a evening star formation. You know, if you know anything about Japanese candlestick patterns, all this latest candle has to do is come down below 92K, and then boom, evening star. Just look at this volume though too. Like, the volume is insane, and it's all right there. Uh, you know, stay tuned for next week, please. We can find out if we hit that 73K mark, that 76k mark, or we end up breaking 1025. One of those two things needs to happen. Realistically, like, I can't stress that enough. If you're not going to watch anything else, 1025 needs to be broken or 76k needs to be touched. One of the two. One of the two. How long have I been trading? About 4.5, 5 years now. I started right around COVID. Yeah, all of a sudden I had like mandatory time off due to COVID. It was the weirdest shit, man. Do you guys remember that? Like, times were wild. All of a sudden I had like some mandatory time off I had to take, so I was like, okay, what am I gonna do here? And then I started trading crypto. I've known about it since like 2015, but never did anything with it because I didn't really know enough about it. And then all the time off kind of made me start investigating, you know. And then I just went down the rabbit hole of learning, you know, read the books, study Wyckoff, Volkowski, Gann, Mark Douglas, Scott Carney. Alright guys, Discord link is in the description of the video. I look forward to seeing you guys in there some more. Peace.